What is up? My name is Zach Jones,
Carlos Perez.
and this is our first episode on Knock Outside the Box. We're super excited to be here. We're going to get into detail exactly why we started this podcast, what this podcast actually represents. But first, I want to give you a little bit of background on myself. So, Zechariah Jones, my full name. I go by Zach Z, Zebra, 3 H's, Wolfgang Z, whatever you want to call me. But the background is I've been doing door-to-door sales for close to 9 years now. Been in and out of the industry, sold solar to ADT to cable from all across the United States. So I just got into multifamily real estate about a year ago, where I met Carlos Perez, and we became business partners. Last 3 or 4 months now. So we're just super excited to come up with different strategies on how to raise capital and implement with what we're already doing, and to then bleed it into the multifamily real estate side of things. So that's just a little bit of background on that. Carlos, how about you tell us a little about yourself?
Yeah. So my name's Carlos Perez. Like Z said, the Zebra Man said, we're just starting to take off this beautiful relationship of ours, friendship and business. But yeah, so I've been in sales, retail sales for about 7 years now. Just transitioning.
Okay. I got to stop you right there, Carlos, because we discussed this yesterday, and we did rehearse the podcast a little bit to kind of see what we wanted to go through, but we came across this conversation, so I want to shed a little bit of light on it again. So he's in retail sales, and he calls this sales. So give us some background. What kind of sales was that? What were you doing?
So it was, not gonna lie, it was mainly behind the counter. And I know you were giving me shit for that. I know. But I wasn't just a glorified cashier. So I would go over the register, pass the register, and help somebody out if they were looking for a product, just browsing. Hey, I'm just browsing. I don't need any help right now. That was my cue. Go around the divider. Hey, what are you looking for? Take out a product, sell the person on it without selling them with the product they wanted, and just getting that sale, finishing that sale, getting to that last step. And yeah, but I mean, I know sometimes, it was just right behind the counter, but it wasn't always behind the counter. I had to work for some sales.
I love it. Yeah, you did some hunting there, but I want to know from the real door-to-door salespeople out there, or just sales in general. Like, is he a cashier, or was that actually the sales that I know of and whatnot? So
don't let them influence you.
Nice. Okay, cool. So you did sales for the last 7 years.
Yeah, sales for the last 7 years. Then just hopped right into real estate. Started reading some books, figuring out what I wanted to do. And I know the pandemic really hurt a lot of people, but I just want to say that it was a horrible time, but it really did help me to kind of blossom into what I'm doing now. Because if it wasn't for that, I don't think I would have even started. And yeah, it was amazing. Just one thing led to another, and now we're here. It's awesome. It truly is.
Beautiful. So you're 27, I'm 32, and we're just now started getting involved into investing into the multifamily real estate realm here. So the biggest problem in the last 9 months that we realized in this space is there's just not enough money. You see everybody has these deals, good deals in emerging markets, great returns, but they lack capital. They're always fishing for more capital. Who can raise money? Who can do this? And to be honest with you, there's tons of amazing strategies out there where you can go to networking meetings, you can go to virtual meetups, you can go to all these different types of conventions and everything like that, which are great strategies. But for us, we just are trying to be different and think a little bit more creative on how we can still raise capital, but like separate ourselves from the masses. So we came up with Knock Outside the Box. And it's a creative way to do door-to-door sales, but to raise capital at the same time. So before I dive deeper into that, so Carlos, you just started doing door-to-door sales with me recently. So just kind of shed a little bit of light on that. What's been your experience?
So yeah, I think it's been 2 weeks, 2.5 now, and
2.5 weeks,
yeah, around there. And I just want to say one of the most impactful things that Z's told me, and it really stuck with me, is your perception is your reality, and that's very, very true. I've noticed that as well. Just bringing that mindset and just that energy day in and day out. Because honestly, he said it from the first day. It's, hey, how do you take rejection? Are you good with it? How experienced are you with it? Because it's, I'm like, oh, this guy's just talking shit. But honestly, he was totally right. It's once you get that first door slammed in your face, that second door, third door, fourth door, you got to go past that and just make it to that first door where they're like, hey, hi, how are you doing? Just, it's a totally different energy, and you have to feed off that energy, because if not, you can't get discouraged with it. That's the one thing that I've noticed. And it's just, you can't have that mindset that, oh, I'm not going to get in the door, I'm not going to get in, because you're not going to get in if you keep thinking like that. You have to be on it and just give it your all. But it's been amazing. It's been, honestly,
love it,
an eye-opening experience.
Good, and I've been so happy you joined the team. And this guy's a learner. He implements. He's a hard worker. I couldn't be more happier than take you under my wing, my man. But you know what? Those nerves that he just talked about, and if you are in door-to-door sales, then you know exactly what he's talking about. And if you've been in it as long as me, you know those nerves never go away, no matter what. Every door, I still have like some preconceived notions, or some emotions might get involved about, you know, a certain truck in the driveway, or a bald guy answering the door, because I have a rooted issue back when I was a kid against bald guys. Super silly, right? But you know, it's, again, your perceptions are reality. The dude just probably losing hair. My dad has no hair. I love the motherfucker. So, anyways, so we're taking now our door-to-door sales, and we are transitioning into our pitch to now build relationships with these people and help them. Because again, yeah, not only there's a need for money out there, but there's a need for people to put their money somewhere where it can give them great, solid assets for their investments.
Right.
I think I said that right.
Yeah. it's like
a lot.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, it's like they don't know what they want until you tell them. They have no way of knowing. You have to speak out, and you have to say it, because if not, it's just a regular conversation with them. You have to bring it past that point and get it to the place you need it to be.
Absolutely. And I first started doing this a few weeks back, a couple months back now, actually. My boy Tyler Devereaux, shout out to you, dude, because you got me out of my comfort zone. You said, hey, what are you waiting for? Go pitch it tomorrow. And I didn't really have like a good plan, because, you know, sometimes we get in our own heads. We have to have all these things lined up when we start doing this journey. And I wanted a lot more things lined up. And he's like, dude, fuck that shit. Just go do it tomorrow and tell me about it. So I was nervous of all hell, and I did a cold knock on a neighborhood and did my thing and got a pitch, and I actually got a good solid lead out of that. But doing that gave me so much more confidence, and it allowed me to then start thinking more creatively. And hey, you know what? I don't need to just go door to door to door to raise capital and build relationships. I can just do what I'm doing right now. And then the best time to get a sale is right after a sale. And Grant Cardone talks about this, you know, it's like the second sale, right? You get the sale, and then boom, now they're just much more likely to buy again. So now that they, you know, got our sale, or sometimes they don't, but say they do get our sale, now it can transition so much more smoothly, and seeing if they invest in anything and understand their portfolio and just ask questions and find those pain points to then be able to, again, steer them in a direction to diversify their portfolio in a way. So we're super excited to get this ongoing a little bit. I'm going to kind of give you guys the breakdown of what this podcast has to offer. Before I do that, Carlos, you have anything you want to say?
Yeah. No, yeah, it's interesting that you say that, because I was just thinking something. I think I told it to you yesterday. It's like it says, the more you fuck around, the more you find out. And if you don't even try, you're not going to find out.
Hey, I know. And hands down, me and Carlos had a real talk yesterday. And I'm like, dude, Carlos, like, how long, like, give me your honest answer. You know, what is the percentage of like your hard work right now? Like, scale 1 to 100%, you know, where are you at on your level? I asked you that yesterday. What'd you say?
Yeah, so I like from 35 to 40%. If I'm being honest, I'll have to go a little bit lower than that, probably.
You got lower than yesterday. Bro, you said 45% yesterday.
Well, yeah, but I really thought about it. I really thought about it. And it's honestly, it's something that I have to work on, honestly, because if I can't just bullshit you. Yeah.
Real talk. And I fucking love that. And that's why I respect Carlos, because, you know, he's real with himself. He wasn't trying to impress me or anything like that. I mean, me and him are trying to do this podcast for the last couple of weeks now, you know, or maybe even a month now. And we're just like, okay, yeah, you know, we keep making excuses and just not getting it done. So we came up with a really great strategy we can talk about in a little bit or a different time. But gearing towards more focus towards the podcast is, oh, by the way, I was saying I only was giving like about 50% as well too. So it was like a perfect match, you know. We're right there together about, you know, 80 to 90%. So we're combining forces to get up to that, you know, 100+% to really push out this content and help people, you know, if they're in the multifamily real estate space or the door-to-door space, to just get out of the door-to-door industry. This can be your exit strategy, because I want to be able to teach people that do door-to-door sales, because we make fucking great money. We have great time flexibility. We get to do whatever the fuck we want. Excuse all my F-bombs, but it's the truth. And when I saw Tyler Devereaux's seminar and I saw how I can literally transition out of this and create generational wealth by multifamily investing, which is just apartment buildings, I was just so freaking pumped up, because finally, 9 years in the door-to-door space, I can finally get out. I'm tired of knocking doors. It's the same thing. I can't say it's the same thing every day, but right, you got to bring that same kind of energy, as Carlos was mentioning earlier. You can't let those no's and those rejections affect you, because then you can't feed your family. So if you're in door-to-door sales and you need an exit strategy, you can combine forces as you're growing your multifamily real estate business, which is another topic for another day. Yeah. But we're going to gear this towards this. We're going to talk to you guys. We're going to come up with ideas on how we want to pitch, you know, these homeowners or prospects, if you would, on multifamily real estate. And we want your guys' feedback. We want you to be able to tell us, you know, what may work for you, or what could we say to the homeowner? How can we get this phone number or email or someone in the pipeline as a prospect? And then we're going to record that content. We're going to go out there. We're going to implement. We're going to take action. We're going to knock on those doors. We're going to record this content, good or bad. We get committed. We don't get committed. We get a lead. We don't get a lead. We want to put it on the next episode to break it down and narrate it, and then be able to get more feedback so we can just get stronger and better ourselves. Because at the end of the day, though, like, we don't know everything, and we don't think we'll ever get to know everything. So we can utilize you guys to help us get across that line and kind of fill in that gaps and looking through an outside perspective. It's going to just help us, and we're just be so fucking grateful. So we appreciate it. Any closing statements for you, Carlos?
Yeah, no, man, it's going to be very transparent, very personable. It's, you know, it's as much as we're putting into it, we want to put your input into it, you guys' input. We want those comments. We want what we could have done better, where you think we could have actually said something else that the homeowner probably would have reacted differently to it. We'll go in and we'll implement it. We'll see how it goes. And yeah, it's going to be very, very real, flexible, and it's just going to be very involved with everybody. That's what I think that's what Z and I want the most, is just to have that connection with you guys, specifically past the camera, just being there with you. We're not there with you, but we want to be there with you emotionally and just committed to what we're doing. We want to make you feel like you're out there with us, because you really are out there with us. When we take all your comments, all your feedback, and implement it into that, that's where it's going to make the difference. And hopefully it's going to help a lot of people. That's the most important.
Beautifully said. I love that. I love how genuine you are, Carlos. With that being said, this wraps up our first episode. So you guys heard this all before. We got to make sure we say it too, because we want to get this content out to everybody. So like, share, subscribe. We're going to try to be on all the platforms here soon too. So we're just excited to push this content out to you guys and grow with you as well too. Let's fucking bust the move.
And one more thing before you go, give me a swirly.
Oh, one of these. Hey, whoa, close it out.